what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Scents of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for a fragrance review today. I'm going to review a fragrance that was recommended to me by a subscriber. The subscriber's YouTube name is DipDip8. So thanks again, man, for recommending to this. He actually told me about it on Instagram, and he said that it's a fragrance that's kind of more so local to where he lives in Poland, so Eastern Europe, and I was able to find it on eBay, and I ordered it, and I kind of ordered it like right before the midst of the pandemic kind of really took effect, so it took forever to get to me, but I finally got it a couple weeks ago, and I've been wearing it and I've been enjoying it too. So the fragrance is called Brutal Classic by a company called Miraculum, and it's classified as an aromatic spicy fragrance for men. So apparently this is a fragrance that's been around for a long time in Eastern Europe, in Poland. So it is, you can see here, you can take a look at that. It's an eau de cologne concentration. We'll take a look at the box and the bottle presentation as always. I'll talk about its notes. I will then talk about its performance on my skin, you know, my experience with it, my overall thoughts, and then I'll give it my overall rating. So pretty cool box, really classic. Definitely like 1950s look to it with the royal looking bee emblem, excuse me. You got Brutal Classic, and then you got eau de cologne here. Woda Kolanska, I guess, is eau de cologne in Polish. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I did not. On the top, you got Brutal. Nothing going on the sides. In the back, you got brand information. Pretty much says the same thing, just in multiple languages here. Let's see what it says. Eau de cologne, Brutal Classic, an herbal spicy scent ensures long-term refresh effect and underlines the everyman's character. So I think that's actually a pretty good representation of what this fragrance is when it says the everyman's character, and I'll get into that in just a moment. You know, again, on the front, really like the box, and on the bottom here, got your barcode, and then you got an expiration date. So this expires in your serial number 20008B, and the expiration date is October 2024. So this is obviously a newer bottle. I read a little bit about this scent, and you know, I saw that there's an original formulation, and this is clearly a reformulation. And from what I read, that there's a distinct difference in terms of its longevity. But anyway, let's take a look at the bottle. Bottle right here. Just a very barbershop looking splash bottle. I do have an aftershave for it as well. It's the same thing. It's just, you know, obviously an aftershave where this is an eau de cologne concentration. The cap here is pretty cheap looking plastic cap. I actually thought the cap would be a little bit nicer looking. It sort of reminds me of the Chanel Ego S bottle a little bit. And you can see Brutal here, eau de cologne, and then really nothing going on the other side. It is transparent, so you can see how much juice, and you got your sticker there with your serial number. And it says made in Poland too. So this is made in Eastern Europe. It is a splash bottle like I mentioned too. So which kind of is fitting with the classic style fragrance. The notes for this fragrance, the top notes are basil, bergamot, lemon, lime, and rosemary. And in the heart of the fragrance, you're going to get rose, lavender, clove, lily of the valley, and orange blossom. The base of this fragrance, you're going to get musk, patchouli, leather, moss, vetiver, and sandalwood. So there's a lot more notes in this scent than I actually anticipated when I first put it on. I kind of got a few of them. I definitely got the bergamot and lemon. It's an instantaneous citrus burst. And then I thought the lavender mixed in with the musk and the sandalwood. Some of the other notes are unfortunately lost to my nose. I really didn't pick them up. But, you know, it's kind of falls into that category of like a classic scent. If these notes and the description of this, you know, are going to remind me of two particular fragrances, and I'll mention them in just a moment too. But we'll talk about the performance. So as I was on Fragrancex, I was reading and I saw one person post about how this is a 12 to 13 hour fragrance. And they must be talking about, and I think they even said that they're talking about the original formulation of Brutal, whereas I'm really getting a mediocre to below average kind of poor performance from this scent. It's about 4 hours for me. I'm thinking about 25 to 30 minutes of projection. The scent trail is minimal. I really don't even know if I had one. I kind of got whiffs of it as a skin scent, you know, in my own personal space for the maximum 4 hours, and then by hour 4.5, it was completely gone too. So this is one that you can go through quickly because you can just keep reapplying it. But I must say, and I should have mentioned this earlier, this was like $5. The shipping was triple. To get this to me from Poland to New Jersey was triple what the actual cologne cost too. So I think it was like almost $30 to get this thing over here. But I really did want to try it, and I thought that it was interesting. The aftershave was like $3. So for both of these things, you're talking about $8. So again, how could you complain about the performance when something is so inexpensive? This is definitely one that you can reapply, and you can use it liberally. Like when I'm using it, I out of the shower, just dump it on yourself. This is almost like an extension, fragrance, an extension of a shower. It's just going to continue that fresh feeling that you have after you take a shower because of the citrus and that kind of just classic, refreshing scent, almost like a. I think this is a fougere as far as I'm concerned. So, my thoughts. I like the scent. It smells nice. Nothing groundbreaking in my opinion. It reminds me of Acqua di Parma Colonia, which I love. And it also reminds me of Cappucci Pour Homme by Roberto Cappucci. It's one I haven't reviewed, but I own. I actually really like that. I plan to review that soon. It's, the scent is kind of like it falls in the middle between those two. Obviously, it's nowhere near the quality of Acqua di Parma Colonia, but that's okay because this is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the price. So I don't want to seem like I'm knocking the scent, but at the same time, the scent is pretty common. It's got that cologne, really, really cologne view. Reminds me just the cologne-y scent, if that's like something I could say, if that makes sense. It comes off a little bit on alcohol, but then you kind of get the lemon right away. It's definitely got a classic feel. It's masculine for sure. I don't see anyone in the age range older than 30 really liking this that much. I really enjoy it. It smells really, really nice. It's just the performance is really bad. But that's okay, again, because it's so inexpensive. It's definitely masculine. This is the best probably for the warmer weather. I think you could wear it all year round, but you're going to get the best performance, what little performance you can get out of it in the heat. And it's a good signature scent. This is a good daily scent. This is like a casual, but you could dress it up too because I think classic scents can be dressed up and you can pull them off in a more of a formal setting. This is office safe. It's definitely not going to offend anybody. People might not even smell it unless you're just putting it on right before you're walking in the door. You might get some hits on people noticing it, but the scent is what it is, and I definitely think it's best for warmer weather for sure. And I enjoy it. I think it's a fresh, good daily scent, and it's a really inexpensive version of maybe those two that I mentioned as well too. But the name is pretty cool, Brutal. But I was kind of expecting much more of like a hardcore, really strong scent, and that's how it was described to me. So the gentleman that recommended it to me definitely must have been talking about the original version, and he said that the aftershave's a little bit spicier. I actually haven't even used this yet, so I'm sure this would bump my projection up and performance up at least maybe by another 30 minutes to an hour because I don't shave more than once a week, but I've been using the cologne a lot too. But it smells nice, and it's definitely got some spice in it as well too. But it's a fresh masculine scent. You can't go wrong wearing it. So let's talk about my rating. So for the presentation, I actually really like the bottle. The only downside to the bottle is that it is this cap. I wish the cap were like a little bit better quality. But again, the price. Got to remind myself about the price. You can't complain. So I'm going to give the presentation, I like the box and the bottle, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Performance was obviously really, really bad. It might be among one of the worst performing fragrances in my collection. I think the only one that performs lower than this one that I own is probably, what is it called? 4711 by Mauer Wirtz. That one is pretty poor. That's like a 15 minutes. So this one beats that one for sure. And so I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10 for performance. And the scent, which I really like, it's just, I think given the title and maybe the description I received before getting it, is not what I thought. But it doesn't mean it's bad. It's definitely a good fragrance. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 for the scent. So overall, this is going to come up at a 5 out of 10 overall for the rating for Brutal by Miraculum too. So if you like a classic, fresh masculine scent, one that you don't have to think a lot about, you can just put on, you could blow through this bottle and it's inexpensive, this is good for that. It's perfect for that. Perfect daily. And I actually really like daily scents. I think that those are sometimes the most interesting, and when you could find a really inexpensive one that you can order. Again, this is not as easy to get, so maybe some subscribers or viewers in Europe know about this one more so than America. Here, I had never heard of it until it was recommended to me, but it is cool, and I'm actually happy to have this one in my collection. So thank you again to DipDip8 for recommending this one to me. If any of you guys have ever heard or tried a Brutal, let me know in the comments. If you have the original version, the new formulation, never heard of it at all, let me know. Let me know what you think. You can check it out. I think I paid, again, $5 on eBay. It will get to you, maybe faster now that things are starting to open back up again. I don't know the conditions overseas. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you the next time. Take care.